Have you ever went onto the App Store and thought, wait a minute, that game, I'm pretty sure that game is not legal? Looks a little bit too much like this other AAA title that I know of. Well, today we're gonna be watching some shameless video game clones that sucked from Gamerangs, who upload fantastic ones. Let's have a look and see what we got.
With number 10, The Last Hope Dead Zone Survival, which is a ripoff of
Oh no, I remember this.
So, like I said in the intro, clone games used to not just be explicit ripoffs. They would be kind of riffs on the ideas of another game. And that's how genres like first-person shooters actually came to be. When somebody says Souls-like, they don't mean Souls ripoff. They mean it's that kind of game. But
true, I kind of hate it when people make a game that's like a creature capture simulator and be like, oh, you're stealing from Pokemon. Like Temtem was just like stealing. It's like, you can make something that's kind of like the same idea that isn't a direct ripoff. I would say the ripoff's the stuff that you see on the App Store that's like, it's Catchymon, and it has a Pikachu on the cover of the game, and then in the game you actually catch Pikachu and Glorbosnorf because they wanted to put their own guys in it to make sure they didn't get completely sued to oblivion by Nintendo.
With the advent of digital distribution, clone games
That's the game?
No. A lot worse. Steam,
dude, this is not
PlayStation Network,
the game.
And
Surely
the Nintendo
not.
eShop are all flooded with these cheap asset flips with nonsensical
There's no way.
SEO chasing names. If you're not aware, that's
This is insane. I can't believe they released this. The crazy thing is that someone put a lot of effort into this, a lot of time and effort.
search engine optimization. Let's say Zelda came out and somebody made a cheap asset flip game and called it The Legend of the Kingdom's Tears.
See, there's a difference between like Genshin Impact and I think it was called Immortals Phoenix Rising and actual rip-off games, because they just share the same kind of style. They share the same kind of world. They're not really rip-offs. It's not like the Genshin Impact team came into work one day, downloaded a ROM of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and was like, okay, just put some anime tits on that and we'll call it a day, boys.
For instance, that's an SEO chasing name. Like, they're not even trying. They just
This is
slap
insane.
a name
What
that
is
you could
this?
accidentally find in search on a cheap game that looks like a popular game.
That's ridiculous.
Throw in a trailer that doesn't really look like the game. Hire some
Guys, the zombies aren't even attacking Ellie. Oh, no, wait, they are. No, so they're missing.
Looking picture for the title, and then rake in the money. There are so many of these things that come out on a literal daily basis, but it's
Who's
rare
buying this?
that they're as blatant as The Last Hope. Like, look at the logo. They're intentionally mimicking The Last of Us, especially.
Dude, someone came into work and they spent so much time on that. That is ridiculous.
Literally just a copy of Ellie. Obviously, the
It is
Last
so
Hope
much of an
one
Ellie
looks
copy.
cheaper and worse, but that's meant to be Ellie.
No, listen, we've got Joseph Whiteman coming in with another video game protagonist story where he's going to be on the cover of the video game, wielding a weapon. Never before seen footage.
That half-finished open world thing that, no surprises here, controls terribly and runs like garbage. It's the Switch eShop release that got people to actually pay attention to this game.
This came on the Switch eShop? Oh my god, it actually came out on the Nintendo eShop. They let anything. I have no respect for the Nintendo eShop anymore. That is ridiculous. It actually came out. That's insane. They let anything on there. All right, I guess I'm just gonna make a game. I'm gonna make a NFT, a scam game where I'm gonna scam everyone. I'm gonna call it Crypto Zoo. I'm gonna call it Crypto Lou, and I'm gonna put it on the Nintendo eShop. And I'm gonna tell them, don't worry, boys, this is gonna make so much money, and it's a really good video game. I promise. It's super family friendly. Everyone can enjoy my NFTs and crypto, where you have to invest all of your money. The 5-year-olds are gonna love it. They're gonna love all the bright colors that I put on it. There's also slots and there's gambling in it as well. And no murder. I wouldn't do that. That's not family friendly.
The game was pretty quickly taken down. And hilariously, all the trailers that were on YouTube got taken down from copyright strikes.
Wait, no way. The dialogue says, oh, just like my yet to come daughter. Great. Do you know how to get there? He's just sitting there like, oh, just like exposition. And it's straight up like Joel from The Last of Us because he has a daughter. But no, this is different, guys. Because Brian's daughter actually hasn't been born yet, which is a completely new, never explored before timeline and story, which we absolutely love.
That much of a ripoff. It's one of the most terrible cut and paste copycat games.
The dialogue probably is AI generated.
Thousands now, but the lesson here is don't pull these kinds of stunts with rights holders who actually care about their IPs.
The new Super Mario game would be displayed right next to the Last of Us ripoff video game that they just allowed on the eShop.
And
crazy Nintendo like that.
It's been copied more than Mario Kart. Not just in terms of gameplay, but in style style, presentation, all that, you could easily call the entire kart racing
Darth
genre
Maul kart?
Mario Kart
The Phantom
clones.
Menace?
And you wouldn't be wrong. Refer back to the intro, though. Like Diddy Kong Racing and even Crash Team Racing, these are great games. They have their own little spins on the genre, and they bring something new to it. But the recent...
I would say that Crash Team Racing potentially could be better than Mario Kart as well. And I know it's a controversial take. I'm going to be the man that stands up and says it.
glut of literal clones of Mario Kart 8 in the wake of its massive
Sonic
success.
Riders was really good too.
Especially egregious, but
Oh my god, they have the exact same style. It's just like slightly, they've just yoinked the whole style. They looked at it and was like, yes, it's mine. This is my video game now. We have 1-player and 2-player options. Put a lot of effort into this, guys. You can play with 2 players. In fact, split screen is so rare in modern video games that they put more effort into this than Halo Infinite did.
Just Mario Kart 8. On top of that, there's a deeply embarrassing opening cutscene. Calling that amateur hour would be very kind. This game is terrible from top to bottom.
Oh my god, what is going on? Doesn't cycle through the items, bad game.
Graphics are ugly in every possible way.
I'm very used to graphics that look like this. I've been playing a lot of recent modern Nintendo games from first-party developers.
Drivers are more creepy than cute. And in all seriousness, sometimes it's busy in that doesn't know how to use color palettes way, and sometimes it's hard to tell what's going on. Oh, but hey, the graphics aren't the only bad thing. The controls are shockingly bad as well. There is
no, what? The controls are bad?
We're trying.
Gonna be honest, I was watching this and I was like, well, the graphics might be bad, but I bet it controls like a dream.
A ripoff of Gears of War. The entire third-person shooter genre has a debt to pay for Gears of War. And Gears of War actually owes a ton to Resident Evil 4. So there's a lot of games that could conceivably be viewed as Gears of War clones. A lot that you could probably say were in the 360 era. But the worst and funniest has got to be
what?
Gene Rain, which is...
No, this looks exactly like Warframe does. Granted, it's been a long time since I played Warframe, but the art style, like the style of the characters looks very Warframey.
Truly unhinged PlayStation 4 pile of crap. It's got just the right combination of a convoluted, overly ambitious story.
Oh, it's gross.
With a totally botched translation and some terrible graphics that almost make it so bad it's good.
Ramirez! Kill the one guy! Oh no. We got like 5 frames there.
Bill Freeman is a bastard. He connected us with a mechanic heart. But I can slaughter anyone with you as I want.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, like, I love Eastern European games. I think they make some fantastic games. They do some really goofy stuff sometimes, and I always appreciate them for it, but that voice acting leaves a little bit to be desired.
More effort having been put into this than not. It's terrible. They failed miserably when they made
the video's implying that this took like 30 minutes to make. Or maybe they're not implying that, but like, you might get that idea. Video games take so long to make. When it comes to scripting, when it comes to modeling, when it comes to making the levels, all the assets, or maybe just buying the assets and putting them in the right place and doing this all meticulously by hand. And it may come out and be really bad because making games is really, really hard. This probably took months for them to make. They were working on this for a long time and they brought this out, finished this level and was like, boom, what a banger. Drop that on the shop right now. People are gonna go crazy for this one.
This game. And number 7 is The Ring, Terror's Realm, a ripoff of Resident Evil. There were a lot of Resident Evil clones on the Dreamcast. I don't remember any good ones either, but there was Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare, Carrier.
Alone in the Dark was good, wasn't it?
I mean, those weren't great, but they don't come close to the crowning jewel of crap. That
ancient 3D graphics.
Ring, Terror's Realm.
Did not age very well. Ancient, like old 2D graphics can age pretty well. Ancient 2D graphics, 3D graphics, so bad.
It's not just a bad Resident Evil knockoff. It's one of the most baffling and inexplicably terrible games ever made. There's so many layers of garbage to dig through for this one. For one, yes, this is an official game based on the Japanese horror film The Ring.
No, his eyes! Why is his eyes open so wide? He saw something really crazy off in the corner. He's like, by Jove, look at that!
It's about the CDC creating a vaccine for the curse.
Oh, of course it would be. Those bloody vaccines again. You know what I'm saying? Those zombie apocalypses. Some vaccines, brother. Always has been.
And then the main character goes into a virtual reality world where they fight gorillas. You know, that old chestnut. It's totally insane.
Wait, gorillas?
It's
What?
terrible. The voice acting is laughable.
What is
The
happening?
controls are so much worse than any Resident Evil game you can think of. And the music is, I mean, it's a way too loud loop of intense, weird music at all times.
How do you vaccinate a curse? Well, that's what they do. You see, they get rid of the curse. They vaccinate it. See, the government has been working for years. You think that ghosts aren't real, the spirits aren't real? It's because all the governments vaccinated them away. They've been around for a long time, but we're running out of the curses because the government's been taking care of them. They've been taking them out, so there's no spiritual any left. And when you die, you don't turn into a ghost anymore. If you've been vaccinated, you don't be a ghost. You just turn into nothing. You turn into spirit juice, and then you get slugged up by the deep state.
Super Smash Bros. There are some pretty decent Smash Brothers clones, particularly recently, but Bounty Battle is not one of them.
Yeah, there's multiverses. There was the Warner Brothers one with Superman. There was the Nicktoons one, Nick Stars Battle Royale. There was PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale, the one with the Big Daddy. That was my favorite because I love BioShock.
Released back in 2020, the game had the kernel of a decent idea, but
Well, it has good
really
animation.
failed to do it.
That's cool.
So this game drew from the world of indie games to put together a bunch of different characters from a lot of different sources, which would be, I mean, let's be
That sounds
serious,
sick.
a great Super Smash Brothers clone if it
Yeah, that's
wasn't
cool.
Bounty Battle. Yes, stacked roster. Characters from Blast,
They got Dead Cells?
Steam World Dig, Darkest Dungeon, Psychonauts. A good list of big indie
I can't
game
believe
characters.
Super Meat Boy's not on
And
this
a
list.
couple of nobodies, sure, like Doko Roko or Harry from that famous indie game we've all heard of, The Bug Butcher.
Oh, I love
Yes,
Harry.
The
He's
Bug
great.
Butcher. I've heard of that. Who could forget about that? So pretty much everything that makes a game like Smash Brothers work isn't here. The
Oh,
attacking
no,
is
it doesn't
super
look good.
awkward. Many of the moves are hard to read or have unclear animations, and the whole thing tends to devolve into a brainless slap fight because the hitboxes are messed up and inconsistent. So it's
This just seems like a kind of game where they had a really cool idea. Like, what if we made Smash Bros for indie games? Really bring the indie developers together. And they tried and they were like, oh wait, we don't know how to make a game, actually. And then they tried to make it and it just came out not ideal. But they tried, and it's worth maybe a handshake.
And number 5 is Waifu Impact, which is a ripoff
Waifu
of
Impact.
Genshin Impact and somehow Fortnite.
Oh, no.
So it
Oh,
doesn't get
what?
a lot more shameless
What?
than this. I mean, look at the name.
Waifu Impact. Oh my god, they knew exactly what they were going for with this one. They said, listen, there's a lot of degenerate under 40s-year-old males that have a lot of money in their pocket that love anime tits, and we can tap into that right now. You see how many people are playing Genshin Impact? If we get just 10% of the people playing Genshin Impact with Waifu Impact, we're gonna have so many anime boobs in this, it's gonna be
Look at
crazy.
the title card. Come on. I don't know that a lot needs to be said about this piece of junk. It's trying to copy Genshin Impact's title and
Oh,
anime
no.
style.
Dude, there's no
for a
way.
very bad version.
Do they have
of
boob physics?
Fortnite. Also, big ol' anime boobs, right?
Yeah, they
That's
have boob
gonna bring
physics.
people in, and I'm sure, like,
All right, I think I understand what the problem with this game is. They clearly spent way too long programming the anime tit physics. They probably spent the majority of the budget and the time and the programming energy and the feature design and all of the meetings. Like, how are we gonna make sure that these boobs bounce in the correct manner? And, well, listen, they may have done a good job with it. If you just look at the rest of the game, it leaves a bit to be desired.
to some extent, it does. Like, pretending that it doesn't get people's attention is probably silly. If you look at the new releases on Steam any given day, apparently there's a market for this kind of. I
Oh
don't
my
really care
god.
about my game.
Oh my god, there are so many. Anime World, Anime City, Anime Squad, Anime Zodiac, RPG Anime Bundle, River City Girls 2, Anime Show, Anime Sunset Ride, Happy Anime Puzzle, Cyber Dunk Anime Edition. I love how I searched anime on Steam new releases and it said, did you mean alive? Oh, guys, there's only 16,491 anime games. I mean, listen, that's not that much. We got Charmful Journey. Guys, we got some good games in here. All released in the past few days. We got, to be honest, it's not that bad. We got Sword Art Online. Is that an actual real Sword Art Online game? My Little Sister Fiona. Okay, sure, there's one review of this and it looks like an RPG Maker game. Sudoku Symphony, Block Queen Card, and Kill the Crows. You know, there's a fair few anime games. That is true. Wow, they were all released in the last 5 days. You don't want to play Pretty Girls Klondike Solitaire Plus? Oh, it's just Sexy Solitaire. Wow. I mean, listen, £3, that's a deal. Guys, it's on offer. It's 20% off. That's crazy. You can even buy the Pretty Girls card game palette bundle. So you can play Solitaire with Pretty Girls, and then you can play Pretty Girls Speed, which I assume you just do drugs with them. And then there's Pretty Girls 4 Kings Solitaire and Klondike Solitaire. This is fantastic. And only £13 and 43% off? This is amazing. I'm going to be buying that later.
As long as I put boobs on it, type release. But it's rare that they kind of try to rip off.
I can't believe how bad this game looks.
Games on the planet.
This isn't even a game.
You would possibly expect.
Is she naked?
Is crap. Aiming and movement is terrible.
Is that a water gun?
And environments are embarrassingly low quality.
How are you supposed to play the game if you're killing the anime girls?
And when you're trying to sell your game based on what they're trying to sell their game based on, the character models should be higher quality.
Yeah, that's the problem they have here is they didn't make the anime girls attractive enough to the under 40s Coomer audience, because that's the only audience that this video game is going to have. If they really want to rake in the mega bucks, they want to get the microtransaction DLC, they need skins, they need all the different variations, cat ears, fox ears, tails, they need everything. What is this audio?
Like,
why is she dead?
Legitimately good.
Why did she die when she got hit by water?
And you know what? Sex does kind of sell, doesn't it? I kind of got to incorporate that a little bit into my art if I wanted to.
There's no way people bought this.
No shame. But that's not the situation here. This is just a terrible rendition of big-boobed anime girls featured in the worst version of Fortnite.
Is this a battle royale?
That's
insane.
Number 4 is Viking Warrior, a ripoff of Dark Souls.
Viking Warrior is the most generic name I've ever heard of in my life. Why don't you just call your game Shooty Gunman? Why don't we just name the next football game we release Football 3? We made the third one. What happened to 2? Don't worry about it. You know, you don't have to be concerned. In fact, let's just make the next Mario game Jumpman.
I even mentioned this in the intro. This Souls-like is a pretty saturated genre. Like, everybody and their mother wants to put their own stamp on the genre, but hey, Viking Warrior, where's the stamp? I know I'm using the word asset flip a lot here, and it's easy to dismiss this one as yet another one. And at first glance, that's exactly what's going on here. But it's actually worse. It's not just a copy.
This looks like a Mountain Blade Warband.
Of a copy. A Xerox of a Xerox.
I felt like a Xerox of a person, you know what I mean?
And it's actually just the developer is released.
I found it very apt that in a video where they talk about people ripping off other people's ideas in videos, or video games, talking about React Andy for a second there, they have BoJack Horseman, who is the worst and most evil protagonist in show history ever.
Previous game that they made called Dark Fantasy Warriors a second time, but with a new
Dark Fantasy Warriors
in an attempt to fool people into thinking it's a new game. The rest of it is the same as the first game, according to the Steam reviews. The game is obviously terrible. Look at it.
How is this legal?
That's almost besides the point. Of course it sucks. But
who is buying
what makes
this?
It worse is that the devs released the game a second time with a different verse level to try to trick people.
How is it legal to do that? How can you just re-release this? I mean, I can re-release a same video and you probably wouldn't be able to tell. I could probably download a video from like last year and re-upload it and people would be like, whoa, good video, Daniel. Ah, that's so good.
And number 3, War Gods.
Who's buying this? I know it is. Those types of games, they have to be YouTuber based. It's for the kind of creator. There's a creator called Iron Pineapple, I believe, where he just makes videos on Souls-like games. I swear, someone just made that video game, hoping and praying on his knees, like, please, please, Iron Pineapple, please download my game and put it in a video so that someone else might download it because they're a freaking idiot. This guy makes absolutely amazing videos about like Dark Souls ripoffs and Souls-like games that are like genuinely okay or like might be good. There must be an entire industry of people just praying that Iron Pineapple will download their game and play it and put it in a video.
A ripoff of God of War. I've been raging on PSN, Steam, and the eShop, but the Xbox
called
store
Zeus
is
and
a lot
Child.
Better. One of the more hilariously blatant copies.
War God Zeus. No, this is on the Microsoft store. War Gods Zeus of Child. Bill Gates is rolling in his grave. He's not dead. If Bill Gates was dead, he'd be rolling in his grave right now.
On the Xbox store, you start the game up. Title screen has another name.
God of Warning.
Warning. Get it? The game is
God of warning, do not spend money on this game. If you do, you will lose money.
It's naturally pathetic. They just completely stole Kratos' game model from the 2018 reboot, or possibly from Fortnite. I don't know.
It doesn't even look like it's as high res as the Fortnite version. I don't think they stole it from the new reboot. I think they stole it from like the original games. But no, because he has the beard. Did they remodel it just really worse?
Wait,
I don't understand what's going on
and
here.
they're not even trying.
It doesn't even look like a Fortnite version.
Basement zombies in a cheap-looking coliseum with
Oh
a
my
few
God.
really weightless attacks, and that's about it. That's the whole game. Like, the thing that makes it noteworthy in any way is that they blatantly stole a Kratos model and called it Zeus of Child. I mean, it's look at the footage of this. It looks like he's ice skating.
You got the boys together, and this game developer said, hey, boys, what we're going to do is we're going to make this big coliseum, and we're going to put this God of War character in. Then it's going to be some zombies that amble towards you. You hit them once, and your score goes up. The other guy said, wow, that's a banger. Yeah, mate, post that. That's going to be great.
And number 2 is Real Gangster Auto Crime Simulator. I don't even think I have to say it, but it's a ripoff of Grand Theft Auto. I've been complaining about like major console storefronts, but they are nothing compared to the dumping grounds that are the Android and iOS stores. On these things, there are as many Grand Theft Auto clones as there are stars in the sky. I've counted, believe me. And every single one that I have tried, whether outside of this video or just to see if it was still like that for this video, oh my God, they are completely...
I love how Roblox popped up there. That's awesome. And Temu, it is so apt that Temu pops up, which is a Wish, but it just tries to rip you off. Temu is like the bootleg version of Wish. So it is so funny that when you search for GTA, that is one of the first thing that pops up. This game is called Jude Theft Wars Shooting Games. You got Payback 2, The Battle Sandbox. Who is making this stuff? Where are the game developers that go into learning how to make games and they're like, I need to make Dude Theft Wars shooting games? How do you come up with that? What happened in the meeting? Did they fall out a window and smack their heads on the way to the meeting to name this video game? I have to show you these ripoff games that I played from Pokemon because look at these. It is insane. There's a game called Pocket Incoming and it genuinely looked like not that bad. There was this animation that they play at the start, which I think is from the actual anime. But this is the game. This is the ripoff game. I can't believe that Pokemon ripoffers have put genuine effort in. Because it just gets, I would actually make money. And people like this. There are people in a lot of countries, especially I think like India, loves this type of stuff. And look at Louis, look at the animation of this. Look at the animation of this. Why does it look so good? It is a ripoff game that is free on the App Store. And they make this insane animation for it. It's ridiculous. Anyway, keep on making ripoff games as long as you don't charge money for it because it's kind of funny and it's good content to review. So, I don't know, you want to keep going? You probably should. It's probably illegal. Anyway, you know what's not illegal? Subscribing to this channel and subscribing to the original creator of the video that we watched, Game Ranks.